Let's bring in our Friday night power panel, host of the Ben Ferguson Show and Verdict with Ted Cruz podcast, co-host Ben Ferguson, Fox News contributor Deroy Murdock, and host of Stacy on the Right on Sirius Patriot, Stacy Washington. Deroy, I want to come to you first. Where do you think this Democrat Party stands right now? Where is Joe Biden? Do you think that the Clintons and the Obamas have the political capital to push Joe Biden out of the race?
Well, I have a modest proposal that may please everybody, and that is for Joe Biden to step aside and let Vice President Trump take over. I think that solves it all for everyone, right?
I like that.
Yeah, thank you. But I think the Democrats are in total chaos, total disarray. The fighting is going on in public and private. And I'll echo those people who have been making the observation. This is the party that's talked about, we respect democracy, Trump's a threat to democracy, and yet 14.3 million people voted for Joe Biden in 57 contests. He won 56 of them. He won 87% of the popular vote, 98.9% of the delegates. He won this fair and square, and yet they're trying to take the nomination away from him and basically disenfranchise 14.3 million primary voters and overturn the results of the primary election. I think that's appalling, and it goes to show that these people truly are not principled. They're just horrific hypocrites, and they're basically getting everything they deserve for their hypocrisy.
And Stacy, the DNC moved the early voting contest to benefit Joe Biden, moved him out of the way. They had no primary debates to benefit Joe Biden. All of this is laughable because we could see his cognitive decline for years. I digress. But what we are seeing with the fighting between the Democrats who want him out and Joe Biden digging in more and more and hunkering down is what is called it's the game theory doctrine of mutually assured destruction. The more they attack Joe Biden, the more he digs in, and the more all of this hurts all the down ballot candidates. So let us just sit back with our cups of whatever we drink and just watch it all happen.
Yes, Dagan. And I mean, on a Friday, it might be a cup, it might be a wine glass, it might be a Gatorade. I don't know. But I love what Deroy said just now. This is one of the things that I was watching over the years as you and I, all of us, we've seen the cognitive decline since before he actually was elected president. And I wondered just how long were they going to expect us to ignore it? Well, the answer is until they realized he couldn't win. They don't actually care about Joe Biden. Neither does Jill. Neither does Hunter. They don't care about him. They only care about whether or not they can win in November. And Kamala's not any better. Putting her at the top of the ticket doesn't assure that they win. So I'm watching this dumpster fire and I'm enjoying it a lot. You're right. We need fresh popcorn as well, because Dagan, they set this up. They set J6 up. They set up this horrifying series of cases against a former president. They have set up this entire charade in an attempt to impact the 2024 election, and it's all burning down around them, and I couldn't enjoy it more.
So Ben, I look at what the media has done. They have completely ignored the failings of Joe Biden. We've all seen it, and now they're like, oh my goodness, we got a president who is cognitively disabled. This is what I think is going to happen. They're playing softball right now, small ball right now, trying to push Joe Biden out. But if they really want to get him out, watch the media in the Democrat Party actually start to focus on the big guy, the corruption scheme within the family. They'll all of a sudden go, oh, we got a laptop and we got real evidence here that Joe Biden was selling influence through his son to foreign countries. That'll take Joe Biden out, and we'll know when they do that they're serious about having a new candidate in this primary.
Yeah, look, I think Joe Biden's biggest enemy right now is not the Republican Party. I don't think it's Donald Trump. I think it is his staffers at the White House that are willing to sacrifice him now to keep their own job and their own power. I think that's why Kamala Harris is clearly the first person that they're going to try to replace him with, because then they get to keep their power and their job, and they don't have to audition to a new staff, a new president, right? It's all in the family. I also think that the cabinet members now are starting to leak. We haven't met with the president in 8 months. We have to submit questions beforehand. It's not running like a real White House. All of these people, by the way, are co-conspirators, and the biggest fraud we've ever seen on this country from a president, which is they were all letting us believe that this guy's okay, and they all knew for a very long time he was not okay. And so I think you're looking at a real possibility of a 25th Amendment being brought up by these cabinet members, because they want to keep their power. And that's why they're turning on him. The staff wants to keep their jobs. That's why they're turning on him. the congressmen and senators that are coming out and saying he needs to step down, they don't want to lose their elections coming up. They want to keep their power. So if you look at all of this, Joe Biden's biggest threat is not Donald Trump. It is his own staff members. It's his own cabinet. It's his own fundraisers. It's his own donors who are now saying you don't get the 90 million. The big guy now is no longer the big guy. And you're right. If we start seeing the media tell stories about the corruption of Joe Biden, and I expect that to come out in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, I don't think they're done trying to get rid of him yet. Even Clyburn on the Today Show said, we've got until August until the convention opens. That means this is probably not going to stop until the convention.
We are going to watch, and as Stacy says, get some popcorn, maybe a glass of wine or Gatorade.
Yeah.
Ben, Stacy, Deroy, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Power panel.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't